What's up, guys? It's J Pro back for another round of Reflex Bag Workouts. We got no time to waste, so let's jump right in.
You look good in the summertime.
Today we have a 4-round core and combinations workout. We're going to work some advanced combos. We're going to hit the core. We have a nice little blend of strength training and boxing today. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. Big shout out to Jeremy, Nick, and Kevin who continue to comment. Thank you so much for your support. It really means a lot early on. If you're new, welcome. This is in fact the best place online to get into fighting shape without breaking the bank or your jaw. So, you know we don't do much around here without warming up. So make sure you have your sneakers, you got some water nearby, your space is cleared out. We're gonna get into a warm up in 10 seconds. All right, shake it out. You know, it's always super important to get loose before we just start throwing hands. Wanna make sure that we're protecting our body and we're always gonna get more out of our workout with a solid warm up. So let's start with that arm across the chest for 30 seconds. And don't forget to really stretch. I think a lot of times we kind of walk through it. Really pull your arm and feel that stretch in your shoulder. You can switch arms. Better flexibility equals better boxing. The more flexible you are, the better angles, the easier it is to train with a reflex bag. Now we're going to go to leg circles for 30 seconds. Open up the hips. Nice big alternating wide circles. Ten seconds here. Okay, now in a wide stance, we're going to do some hip circles. So you might feel a nice little pop in the hips. If you're sitting at a computer all day, I know a lot of us are. I know I used to be. In reverse direction here. And the hips are going to be really stiff. Reverse one more time. Nice wide hip circles. 3, 2, and go to a torso twist. Now whenever you're doing this, you want to pivot on the balls of your feet, almost as if you're throwing a hook. Right now we're just opening up that torso. For the last 10 seconds of this twist, we can open it up, open up the back, the shoulders. And then for the last minute, we're going to go to a little freestyle shadow box. So you just want to move around your space, practice your form a little bit. All those 1s and 2s, some uppercuts, some slips. Anytime you're shadow boxing, you don't want to just throw all crazy. You want to put your punches together anywhere from like 1 to 4 at a time. And then footwork in between because you're practicing your balance too. If you're just joining us for the first time, we use a punch number system. You just line up in your stance with your dominant foot in the back on train tracks, so your dominant foot is out in front. We've got the 1, that's the lead straight. The 2 is the rear straight. 3 is going to be that lead hook. 4 is that rear hook. 5 is the lead uppercut. And 6 is that rear uppercut. So I have a more in-depth breakdown if you want to go back and practice those. If you're ready to jump into it, grab a sip of water. We jump into round 1 in 1 minute. All right, so we should be feeling nice and warm. We're ready to get into round 1. So it goes without saying, but anytime you want to go throughout these workouts at your own pace, starts to get a little bit more difficult when we start to get into some of the trickier combos. You can always just slow it down, take your time, develop your own rhythm. That's always my most important advice whenever you're training with a reflex bag. So assuming you're using a bag and gloves, you can throw those gloves on now. We're going to open up this round with 30 seconds of a flow 1-2. Then we're gonna go to the first part of our first combo. It's just gonna be a 1-2, 1-2 at a combination pace. Then we're gonna go to part 2, which is gonna be a roll rear 4. We're gonna work that for 30 seconds. We're gonna drop down into a high plank for 30 seconds. And then 1 minute, we're gonna put those two combos together. It's gonna be a 1-2, 1-2, roll rear 4. So you have all that memorized, right? No, I'm just kidding. You know, as always, I'm doing it with you. I'm gonna walk you through it. So we're gonna open up with that flow, 1-2 for 30 seconds. Anytime I'm flowing, it's my relaxed, continuous pace. Notice my feet are planted, so I'm not moving here. We use this pace. It's kind of part of a warm-up, also an active recovery. Just a nice, light pace to practice our timing and our rhythm. Okay, now we're gonna work a 1-2, 1-2 at a combination pace. So I'm not throwing as much, but my punches are a little sharper, and then there's a little bit of footwork in between. 1-2, 1-2. You go at your own speed, so if you're newer, there's nothing wrong with slowing it down. If you want a challenge, you're working that nice and fast. Pop, 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 and then we move. Okay, part 2 of our combo is gonna be a roll rear 4. Might feel a little awkward doing that roll, but it's always nice to mix it up. We want to confuse the body so we're capable of anything. Roll rear 4. Eight seconds here. Notice I'm still not going 110%. It's round 1. I'm going to gradually up the intensity as I go. Speaking of, we're going to drop right down into a high plank. So the arms should be right underneath the shoulders, right on my gloves. I'm squeezing my core, my abs here. And just remember to breathe. We're here for 15 seconds. Hang in there. I know sometimes it feels a little funny on the gloves. And up. All right, we're gonna put those two parts together. So the combo is gonna be a 1-2, 1-2, roll rear, 4. Nice and slow at first. And then a little footwork in between, practice your angles. 20 seconds here. If you need to slow it down, 1, 2, 1, 2, roll rear, 4. That's where you can bring a little heat. Put a little sizzle on that 4. And time. Nice job. We're going into round 2 in 1 minute. All right, how are we feeling? Good, let's keep it going. We're rolling right into round 2. You know, it's funny, when I first started boxing in college, just looking at boxing from the outside, I always thought it was all upper body. So I was spending all this time in the gym to develop these big bulky shoulders and this chest. And then I'll never forget my first time going to a boxing gym with some guy who must have been at least half my size, and we sparred for the first time. And he was just dancing all around me, hit me with the jab. I couldn't touch him, my big, bulky, slow arms. And it's just kind of funny to think about now. I've realized kind of where the power comes from in boxing is the lower body, the legs, the core. It's that rotation, that fluid movement that drives the power in boxing, which is why we're gonna keep going with the core in this round. We're gonna open up with that flow 5-6. Then we're gonna go to a 1-2, then we're gonna work a 5-6-4. We're gonna go to the low plank, and then we're gonna put those two together to form our combo. So, let's open with that flow, 5-6. We should start to feel a little bit more warm here. So we wanna start to put a little bit more snap on some of our combinations. I would encourage you to do so. Okay, so now we're just gonna work a nice crisp 1, 2. Now, if you're someone who really wants to develop technique, the trick is to try to fully extend your punches and hit your bag from as far away as you can. So it's easier at first to control it with shorter punches, but if you want to work more challenging technique, keep them nice and long. So now we're going to switch over to that 5, 6, 4, and it's combination pace, so a little bit of footwork in between. Where's the power coming here? That's right, it's that 4 at the end. And then move. Little head movement. Okay, now we're gonna drop down right in front of our bag. And this time, we're gonna hold a low plank on the forearms. So same idea, my back is flat, I'm squeezing my abs as hard as I can, and just remembering to breathe. Just 10 more seconds here. And up. And now we're gonna put those two parts together, so the combo is gonna be a 1, 2, 5, 6, 4. So doubling up on that rear hand at the end. 1, 2, 5, 6, 4. All right, 20 seconds left here. Let's do one speed combo, fast. Okay, now let's do one combo with some power at the end. That's the shot right there. Nice job, we're halfway through. We jump into the second half in 1 minute. All right, I don't know about you, but the halfway point I think for me is always where those boxing endorphins start to kick in. I start to come alive and really ready to get after it in the second half, which is good because I'm not gonna lie, round 3 is probably gonna be our busiest and most challenging round yet. We're gonna open up with a flow 1, 2 for 30 seconds. Nice and relaxed. Then we're gonna switch to a flow 5, 6 for 30 seconds, so that's non-stop for a minute. Then we're gonna go back to our first combo, it was that 1, 2, 1, 2, roll rear 4. Then we're gonna get down and do plank taps for 30 seconds using your bag. I'll show you how to do that. And then we're gonna end with 1 minute of that second combo. The 1, 2, 5, 6, 4. So go at your own pace with the combos, but try to bring the volume here. You want to try your best to keep going because it's only a 3-minute round, and then wait for that rest. So let's get right into that flow. 1, 2 for 30 seconds. And I also like the flow if you're a beginner with the Reflex Bag. Let's see if I can go no look here, yep. If you're a beginner using the Reflex Bag, the flow is gonna help you figure out that based on where you're hitting the bag, we're switching to a flow 5, 6, is how you control it. So if you're just blasting away, it's gonna be hard to pick up on that rhythm and the timing. But by hitting it softly, I can kind of see it's all about where I hit it and hitting it in rhythm. 15 seconds here. Working on these no looks. You can tell I spent a lot of time with this bag. All right, now we're gonna go back to that first combo for 30 seconds. It's the 1, 2, 1, 2, roll rear 4. So a little bit less volume, a little footwork in between, and nice, sharp, long punches. Good, keep going. Oof. So satisfying. All right, now we're gonna drop down into a high plank, but here's the catch. You're gonna alternate tapping that bar in front of you. So I'm not punching it, it's a tap. But as I'm doing it, I'm trying to keep my upper body as still as possible. I don't want to be rocking back and forth. A little momentum if I need it, but if I really want to work that core, nice and slow and controlled in my movements here. And up. Last minute, we're gonna go to that. 1, 2, 5, 6, 4. Right, last 30 seconds. How we doing? All right, how about one more? Woo. And time. Nice work. That's it. We're going into the 4th and final round in 1 minute. All right, coming up on the championship round, the 4th and final round. This is where we go all out beast mode to get the most of this workout and finish strong, which by the way, if you made it to this point in the workout, comment beast mode so I know you made it, so I know who's really with me, who's getting into the trenches. Once we start getting tired and the abs start to feel sore, that's how I know. So if you made it this far in the workout, comment beast mode and let's get after it for this 4th and final round. So we're gonna open up right back to plank taps for 30 seconds. Then we're gonna drop down and hold a low plank. So we're starting the round with a minute of core, but then we're gonna pop back up. We're gonna go into a little drill that I call call outs. Then we're gonna end with a free flow and a speed free flow. So we're putting it all together for this 4th and final round. So we can get position right in front of our bag, arms right underneath our shoulders, and we're gonna go into those plank taps for 30 seconds. Nice and controlled, squeezing the core, and don't forget to breathe. Ten seconds here. You got it, you got it. Try not to drop. If you need a rest, you can take one, but try not to drop. That rock solid core. Now you're gonna lower yourself down and we're just gonna hold a low plank. So the back is nice and flat. Squeezing the core. This is where we're really gonna start to feel it here. We only got 15 seconds. You got it, you got it. Don't drop. I know, trust me, I know. 5 seconds. Okay, and up. Now we're gonna go into a little drill. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna get into a boxer bounce, and you're only gonna throw a punch. When I call it out, you'll stop and throw that punch, and then right back into the bounce. So let's start with that 1. Then right back into the bounce. 2. 1. 1. 2. 1, 2. 2. 1. 2. 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1. 3. 4. 3, 4. All right, 30 seconds. The time is yours now. Let's go. Last minute of the day. This is a freestyle for you to work anything you want. Try to really let the hands go. If you want to work on that first combo, it's that 1-2-1-2, roll rear 4, or practice that 1-2-5-6-4, whatever you want. All right, last 30 seconds. It's that speed free flow. So throw whatever you want, everything fast. Ten seconds, keep going. Everything speed here. Woo. I'm feeling it now. And time. Woo. Great work, that was not easy. Even in just 4 rounds, holding those planks, popping back up, memorizing combos, you're training every component of your brain and body. So you should feel really good if you made it through. And that's gonna do it for this edition of Reflex Bag Workouts. If you enjoyed the video today, don't forget to comment, let me know how you're doing, let me know what type of workouts you would like to see, and definitely subscribe to the channel for free weekly workouts. You're not gonna wanna miss any. I'm gonna keep you guessing with what type of workouts we're doing every week. And there's a ton of other stuff on there too. I just did a review of my top 5 reflex bags, so if you're in the market for a new bag, check that out. If you're a beginner and you want a slower breakdown of all the punches and training tips, whatever it is, I've got you covered. Just like, comment, and subscribe. Support the brand. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting through today's workout, and I'll see you soon.